Buongiorno again, Italian car fans. So today we have the model of the Huayra Codalunga. You know I'm not pronouncing that correctly. It's by Pagani, the guy that used to work for Lambo and decided to make his own company. This model is made by a brand called CM Model, and let's see if it's licensed. It is. What do you know? I didn't expect it to be. Maybe this is the first colorway because it says 01. Okay, well anyways, that's good to know. This is only my second CM model, I believe. Not to be confused with CM's apostrophe S. That's the rally car model brand, but they're long gone now. So CM singular is the active company still around and obviously making new models. Little card of the Italian flag, probably an inspection sticker. Let's see if that inspector did a good job. Alright, I got a hard case and no tape that I can see. Sorry if I've lost focus. And what I like about this brand is the easy swap wheels, which we'll obviously get into a little later. It's kind of funny. There's an article online about this car here. It was seized in the Swiss mountains, this particular car. No one knows if this is the car of Horatio Pagani or just some other rich person. There's only 5 of these cars out there, and they were sold for 7 million euros, and they're already sold before they even announced the car. You know, when you're talking that kind of money. Anyways, I don't know if the blue of this model is the same blue of these pictures. I'm kind of thinking not. It's very dark, you know, this blue, but who knows. If you're paying 7 million euros for a car, you can get it any color you want, I assume. Alright, well anyways, obviously you can see it's a gull-winged vehicle. Here's the important comparison, I think, is to see if all the lines match up. Hold on, let me adjust the camera, hit focus again. So there's the front hood line. The mirror is kind of, looks like in the right place. Now we get to the windscreen, looks good. The back, yeah, you know, it looks pretty good. It's all matching up pretty well. Look at the wheels, yep, those look pretty well. The door cut, I mean, you can pause the video and just look at that, decide for yourself, but for my initial impressions, pretty good job by CM here. A little bit of the rear shot, and then a little rear shot in the top view. Is rear shot a joke? I don't know. I think it could be a joke of some sort. Alright, let's look into this thing now. So this is basically a long-tail Huayra, and Horatio Pagani's favorite car, I guess, is the Porsche 917. I would assume a long-tail version of it. So those are, you know, very successful race cars back when they were racing around Le Mans and all that stuff. Where'd my toothpick go? Well, first we got the base, interesting physical texture. You know, if this was black, it'd probably look like carbon fiber. But they went with the clear, and this printing is a metallic blue like the model. That's kind of interesting. On the bottom we have one screw and a locator pin. Well, I kind of like this because you can just look at the bottom even though there's really not much to see. But if you want to display this outside the box, you know who made it. You know what the car is. You know it's made in China like everything else. I don't know if there's a copyright date or not. It could be under this thing, but can't tell. There's some red on the exhaust tips there, and it looks like there's 2 screws holding that model together. So if there's any problems, you have a decent chance of fixing it. Like say this tire, you know, you might be able to push that inwards. And then there's actually molded in here a CM model. They're colorful miniature models. I guess that's what CM must stand for. Interesting. Let's start with this front wheel. I'm going to zoom in. This is a diecast, it's not a resin, so it might be a little unfair looking in on this so close, but so far I'm liking what I see. That wheel, yeah, it looks like that photo. And they actually painted the outside surfaces silver like the real thing. The center cap there looks alright. It's 3-dimensional, it's not flat. And then look at this little Pirelli printing. That's impressive. And it's not a slab-sided tire either. It's literally rounded. I kind of like the idea of them suspending the model so you don't get flat spots. Even though real cars have flat spots. Go outside and look, you know, when you put 2 tons on a rubber tire, it's going to have a flat spot. But I like it round because you can rotate it and not have a flat spot up here or wherever, you know. So it's not realistic, I know, but that's how I like it. But what is realistic is this brake caliper, very 3-dimensional, and then we have the properly swept cross drilling there. So that looks good. Metallic flake is very nice. It's not very hot rodish. Pretty small flakes. And decent enough panel gaps. They're not super wide. This is a dental pick after all. A little dimple, one would have to assume is for a lock maybe, or an actuator for the door. There's the hand recess there. It is recessed. A little silver paint here. I don't know what that is on the real car. Going to the rear wheel, that looks just as good. And again, this one's touching, so that's even a little better. But there's no flat spot, so you could rotate it. You know, if you want to get the Pirelli up top or something like that. Or actually, it should be on the bottom. I kind of feel like it would be cool if they started printing the size of the tires, or molded in. Maybe that's asking too much, isn't it, for 164? It's a little bit gappy. Compared to the photos. Maybe it could be lower, but I think maybe the second wheel set might lower the ride height. But we'll see when we get to it. So I guess I am going to have to take this off the base. There's a little bit of a signature of some sort here. I don't know if that says Pagani Codalunga or Horatio Pagani or something, but it's very fine text, very small, and it's script, so I can't zoom in any further. We're at 4 times right now. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's nice that they went through that effort. Maybe if it was a darker colored body, you'd see it better. I don't know if that edge... No, I guess that's fine. It's just the reflection. It looks like bare metal, but it's really not if I do that. Going to the front, well, I guess first we should talk about the mirrors. There's some sort of texture or graphic on the bottom, like lines. And then the mirror itself has a reflective sticker, so that's as realistic as one would get. And it's obviously a separate piece, being so thin and fragile. Is it rubbery? No. So that's the problem with this brand. It's very common. It's probably the most common type of mirror, just a rigid piece of plastic. But Mini GT has these rubbery ones, and so I like Mini GT's mirrors the most because they're not going to break off. The headlights here, I'm still at 4 times magnification. They're clearly round, and there's something different. This one's round in the middle, this one has a cross pattern. I can't tell if that's printed on. It probably is. I almost feel like that's clear plastic with printing on the front faces. Alright. What about these vents? Get some light in there. So, there's a horizontal thing, different pattern there. Obviously a little bit of extra flash, die-cast flash, but you wouldn't see it in most instances. And then in the side vents there, yeah, there's some horizontal ribbing in both of those, so that's pretty good. Let's check this side, make sure there's no problems. Quality control, looking pretty good here. I'm assuming that's like a fuel filler. I think this is powered by an AMG motor, but please leave a comment if you know for sure. Even though this is a very small vent, they put black paint there, so that's nice. And here, there's physically, it's going in there, as you can see the pick vanish. I don't know if there's paint, but it obviously looks dark, so that's all that matters. It's possible, actually, I think that goes through. Hold on here. Where's my pick? Yeah, the pick is actually too thick to get through, but I wouldn't doubt that there's air passing there. Or, hold on, where's my flashlight? Yeah, see? So that actually is a real vent. Pretty neat. That printing, whatever it is, looks alright. Alright, yeah, that all looks fine. Going around to the back. So we got some triple taillights. They look like they're painted silver and then some red. Are they clear plastic? Maybe they were originally, but yeah, I feel like they were clear plastic before. Anyways, I guess that looks right like the photos. They're like illuminated lights, I guess. Although really, in the rear photos, these center lights are not illuminated. The exhaust tips here, we have 4 black recesses, so they look like tubes, and it seems to go in quite a bit, so that's nice. It's got to be a separate piece. And let's see if there's anything in these vents. Well, that's just smooth, but it's black, so that's good. It's all black in there, I guess that's fine. It's probably, maybe there's no mesh at all on the real car. And I assume those red dots are probably reflectors then, if the white things are in the center of the exhaust. I mean, what else would those dots be? Diffuser vanes, they seem okay. Okay, let's go to the rear top. one would assume these wings probably go up and down, decent enough. Little dust, no problem there. This paint's pretty darn good so far. We have some louvers, looking good. We have a nice carbon pattern here, and I think it's tampo printed. I don't think that's a decal. I mean, it's a little wrinkly, but I think if it was a decal, I might see air underneath it right here. I could be mistaken. It might be a very well applied decal, but usually with decals you see a little bit of clear around the colored parts, and I don't see any of that clear wrinkliness around in this section here. So that's what makes me think it's a tampo, and that's a good thing. It means it won't peel off in the future. The color matching of this blue on the canopy is pretty good. I mean, it looks the same as the body pretty much, even though there's light getting through there, right? So usually that's a problem, having a clear piece of plastic color matched to the opaque die cast. So CM did a good job there. I see the hood vents there. You got a texture in the hood vents as well as some black paint, so that's a nice detail as well. Little Pagani badge there, probably illegible being a die cast in 164. I think it's printed, so that's nice. This wiper blade is molded into the windscreen, I think, but it's very three-dimensional. It looks good. Let's see if let me hit focus again. It's sticking up above the windscreen, but I do feel like it is part of it. Anyways, it looks fantastic. So being molded windows, you're gonna have some distortion looking through the side, but pleasantly there's a lot of light getting through the sky view windows there, and so you really don't even need a flashlight. Granted, this is a very bright LED above us. All right, so the dash is nice. It's carrying across this metallic blue, you know, in those places. Even the vents have a little silver there, so that's nice. And I think those center things, probably vents, are silver as well. Then you have the binnacle in that blue. We look at the door. There's some silver carrying across. That's probably like a speaker right there. And then it's a brown interior, and that door panel has some white or silver carrying across above the armrest. So that's a really nice door panel. It's weird that I just said that. I never thought I'd say that in my life, but maybe I have already on this channel. So the seats, yeah, they're sculptured. There's some sort of air recess in the middle. 2 grooves there. The crotch recess. Maybe this has like a harness or something on the real car. The center has that metallic blue, and you can see there's maybe I don't know, a phone cubby maybe. Some sort of actuator or stick shift there for the transmission. And then some knobs, and the screen is off. The steering wheel, you know, nice brown there, and black as well, and silver. No logo in the center. It's alright. And then it looks like there's instrument gauges. See, I think you can see, like, maybe it's a decal of, you know, the tachometer and speedometer. I don't know if there's pedals. I wouldn't expect pedals for a die cast, but it's possible. We'll see. Well, since there's no rear window, I can't get the light in there. But who cares, right? You can't. I mean, that's so far down. It would be nice, I guess, but really, I don't care. There's no rear view mirror, though. I don't know if this car would even. Look at their side photo. I don't see a rear view mirror, so I don't know if this thing runs just the side mirrors, maybe. I guess with no rear window, there would be no rear view mirror, right? But I do wonder, and I do think, this would be a third brake light. Just looking at that top rear photo I pulled up, I think there's a white set of LEDs here. So that's missing. Alright, well, to me it doesn't really bother me so much. Well, I gotta say, this is a well done model. The only flaws are so irrelevant to me. These little extra bits of flash, I guess you could. Well, there goes part of it. There it goes, right? It's gone. That's it. So, quality control person, whomever you were, fantastic job. Please keep it up. Now I guess we gotta try out these wheels, the extra wheels, and the system that these guys use, assuming it's the same as that other one I bought. The other one was like a McLaren 7 something. So it doesn't tell you the scale after all. There's some detailing down there, but see, you can just pull this out. It's so simple, right? Like if you look up my BM creations, those videos are so long because they have such a crazy system of swapping out the wheels. So if you want to see a long video of me getting annoyed, look up BM creations. So yeah, there you go. How quick was that? Now let's look at these other wheels. And actually, I am a little curious at that tire, if there's like a center rib. Yeah, there is a center locator rib. So then why was so much of that wheel showing? Sorry, I know I lost focus. I don't have 3 hands, so there we go. So yeah, I'm a little curious, why is so much of that rim showing? But it looks fine from the outside. I guess it doesn't matter, but it's just weird. Okay, let's see what these wheels are all about. And let's see if it lowers the ride stance. Jeez, it's always tape. I'm surprised I've never cut my fingers on this channel. It's gonna happen. I put a drill bit through my hand once modifying a Hot Wheels, but it wasn't on video. So one day you'll hear me scream. I cut my fingernails recently. Okay, here we go. Are these the same wheels? Yeah, they're the same wheels, so same brakes, and yeah, I mean, it rolls. It's not going to roll like a Hot Wheels, but if you like playing with these things, it will roll. So one would have to assume that it's going to lower the stance, but this must be the rear just based off the diffuser strakes, and I almost feel... Alright, so this is smart. It says R1. The other one, I would assume, says R2, and the pin spacing is different, so you can't put it in backwards unless you break the pins. So the wider pins are actually in the front, so I guess I gotta go this way. There you go, done. The wider pins are towards the doors. That was a good band. And look at that, now we're talking hypercar stance. Yeah, very nice. That's how I'm gonna keep the thing displayed. It will be floating more on the display base, but I mean that looks pretty cool. Here, I'll show you, I guess. These 2 locator pins. So yeah, it's totally floating in space now. So if that bothers you, you might have to go back to the high stance tires. But me, I'm not too particular about it. And then this tire doesn't seem to be centered properly. Now this isn't going to roll because I can feel the tires. They're totally rubbing up against the casting. In fact, I can't even. Let's see. Wow, that, alright. Can't even get the tire located properly. Let me pull that outwards. Alright, so that looks better. The rears, yeah, there's so much friction against the casting right there. Not happening. Ugh. Hold on, let me put the originals back because we'll see if it rolls. I'm wondering if maybe these 4 pins could be different. Like, it's hard to actually locate these 4 small pins. I'm thinking maybe it'd be better if there was actually just a cutout rectangle here and maybe a circular shape on the other side. So you don't actually have to locate 4 pins. The problem with the pins is they're not pointed. You see? I'm actually starting to deform that flat surface trying to find these holes. So that could be a little bit better. Or if they just rounded the pin heads or put a chamfer on them. Oh, it's because this is the wrong one. Never mind, I'm an idiot, as usual. So yeah, that does say F, but no number. Well, what do you know? It actually does roll. I thought it was going to roll a lot worse than that, but it actually rolls. Obviously you can hear the noise though. And so again, gappy but rolling. Gappy but rolling. Not gappy. Slammed, but no rolling. Very cool. We'll compare it to 4 cars today. So here's a 917K from Sparky. From the 1970. I don't know if this won the 24 Hours of Le Mans or not. I would avoid this brand, mainly because they use these decals. And look at that. That white stripe is literally floating in the air above that vent. That is so wrong to me. So they don't use tampo prints, and you know, that decal is just gonna break one day. It's not gonna look good. I also feel like maybe there's paint rash developing. Or no, maybe not. It's just that this whole surface is covered by a decal. That wrinkliness is connecting those 3 stripes together. Back here is just raw paint. So if they just use tampo prints, I would like this brand a lot. But they're also press fit together, so if there's a problem, you're gonna have to drill it apart, which obviously isn't going to be fun based on the fact that I put that drill bit through my hand, as I mentioned. So the rest are going to be LCDs. This is the Huayra Roadster, and this is a fantastic model. There's just so much detail on that thing. This is pretty good, though. It's giving it a run for the money. But the carbon fiber that this brand does is so good. Whereas this carbon fiber is quite large, the texture of it. Well, I don't know, just by the design of the car. Also, the exhaust pipes of this are so small and tight that they almost look like they're 4 metallic tubes. If I could focus on it, come on. See how round and thin those tubes are compared to the thick, blobby white tubes of this? These, I'm pretty sure, are molded plastic tubes. But those, I think, are metal. So that's impressive for a die-cast car. It has resin model qualities to it, but it doesn't cost as much as a full-on resin model. Another long tail is this McLaren Speedtail, and this they did another fantastic job with. Well, that's a pretty simple form, but the interior is still very colorful, very nice. So I'm a fan of that. And this is probably the ugliest one they've made. By design, this Utopia car, for me, is very ugly looking. What do you guys think? Is this front end attractive? It looks like a frog or something. Or maybe a newt. Some sort of reptile that you wouldn't want to kiss. Nice interior, though. Yeah. It also has truck tires. See the knobby truck tires? So that's one thing, I guess, going back to the CMs. I mean the CM model, singular, slicks. So technically this should have treaded tires, but I would rather have slick rubber tires and no tread blocks, because that's what the real car looks like, versus treads and the thing looks like it's a rally car. I don't know if you guys have thoughts or opinions on that, but that's just me. Well, I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm just going to put it over here. So my second CM model, just as good as my first one. I'm starting to really dig this brand. I only wish they made more castings that I actually enjoy. So I didn't even enjoy the McLaren that much. I don't find that McLaren by CM model very attractive, but it had a crazy chrome blue paint job. That's why I bought it. You can look that up. Obviously, I've reviewed all these different models in separate videos. Thank you for watching today. We'll see you in the next diecast video.